Number one, put God
The
first.
process.
All right, hey, you all. So real quick, listen. Rest is a part of the process. Many of us have been in a space where we have been building, and so we have just been moving, and we've been running, and we've been doing what it is that God has called us to do, right? And God graced us for this season to complete the things, to get the things completed, to do what it is that He has called us to do, what it is that He has instructed us to do. But for many of us now, He's saying rest, because what I'm bringing you into, because you've already laid the foundation, what it is that I'm bringing you into, you will need to be well rested and well equipped for, right? He's equipped us in the waiting season. He's equipped us in the in the last season that we were in, right, in the pruning and positioning and things. And so now we're stepping into a season where we're entering into the promises and different things like that. And so God is saying that I need you to rest up now, because it's time for you to give birth to the promises. So I need you to rest up, right, so you can push these promises out. Okay. And so with that being said, if you're having a hard time resting, surrender that to God so that you can rest in this season, so that you can receive what it is that He's trying to give to you, what it is that He's trying to show you. Because a lot of times the transition we think is going to be just shroom, and we're in the next thing. But sometimes the transition, and many times the transition, is that period of resting, right? And it may be a little difficult to rest, because we may feel like, okay, well, if I'm resting, how is anything going to get done? But we've done our part. And so the things that are not yet done, the things that have not yet happened, that's God's business. That's God's, as my friend likes to say, that's God's business, right? That's His responsibility, the next step, and what is getting ready to happen. That's His doing. That's what He has to take care of, right? And so if God is saying for you to rest, right, that's your responsibility in this season. And I encourage you to be obedient to the call that He has, or what He has called you to do, which is to rest. That may be physically resting, that is definitely, resting mentally and things of that nature. So definitely be obedient if God is calling you to rest in this season. If He's calling you to lay the foundation, lay the foundation. But you will know, and just take this back to God and ask Him for confirmation, because rest is definitely a part of the process. Okay, so we're not talking about just being lazy and not doing anything, but we're talking about resting in the Lord, right? Because there's a period of grace where there's a period where God will grace us to complete a thing and to do what it is that He's calling us to do, right? And then there's a period where He says, it's time for you to rest, daughter. It's time for you to rest, son. And so if that period for you right now is it's time for you to rest, be obedient and go ahead and rest, so that when it's time for you to push out these promises, you already probably a little tired, a little worn out, because you've been working. So allow yourself the time and opportunity to rest, so that you can push out and birth these promises in this next season. I hope that this has encouraged you all, and we'll talk.